Hello, our esteemed viewers out there. It's another exciting moment where we from the presidential villa will be showcasing our housemate on another exciting moment as well. And today, guess what? We'll be talking about the health sector. Now, health, they say, is wealth. Now, in Nigeria today, we've had so many issues about health. Now, hospitals are being shut, doctors migrated from Nigeria just to another country just to render services that we in the country even need more. Go to local health centers, go to state medical facilities, go to federal medical facilities, discover that there is a lot of flow. Now, how can we work on this? What's the government doing about this? And what are the people doing about this as well? It's not just the government, it's not just about the people, but it's about the approach and what we need to do to bring in effective change on this. Now, the housemates today are going to bring in a different approach to this, the negative aspect of it and the positive. Don't forget, we've lost so many lives as a result of negligence, either by the health workers or the government in effective response or to build up or to fix the dilapidating structures when it comes to health facilities. Now, how do we go about this? For the President Reality TV show, season 1, the housemates today will showcase what we did understand and what we need to do to bring this up and see how we can bring in a lasting solution to this. Let's watch the housemate out. Thank you.
President's Reality TV show.
Just try and walk. Just try. Nurse! Nurse! Please come and help me. Just try. Sorry. Okay, please help.
What's wrong?
She's in labor.
This
Please help.
way. It's normal. No, it's not forward.
Just sit. Sorry.
Help her. Let her relax. Sorry, ma'am. It's normal. Just take it easy. Please. Take it easy.
Sorry, okay? Sorry.
I'll be back.
Okay, please. Sorry, okay? Sorry.
Sorry, ma'am.
Please, where is the doctor?
Sorry. Sir, the doctor we have here doesn't come early. He comes like 12 minutes. But ma'am, please take it easy.
So who do we have?
Let me draw the attention of the matron.
Please be fast. Okay. To be fine. Okay. To be fine. Sorry.
The matron, she'll soon be here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Take it easy, man.
Sorry.
This is just how it happens to us.
What is going on here?
Okay, madam, thank you you're here. Please. My wife is in labor. Can you help?
Oh, guys, shut up, please. You are the one in pain. Oh, yeah, open your mouth. What's wrong with you?
My legs.
Hey, your legs.
My lower abdomen.
Hey, God, I beg.
So sorry.
My
Madam, can you
waist.
please do
Okay, this is my
something?
office. Can you just keep quiet? Let her talk. What is this?
My face.
Sorry.
Nurse, listen. When they are ready to talk, come back to the office and
My
call me.
chest.
Are you serious right now?
Nurse. Help me.
So sorry.
Oh.
Nurse, what do we do?
So sorry. Take it easy. This is how it happens to every pregnant woman. But one thing you need to know is that if she just open your mouth.
Okay.
Just talk.
Okay.
She asks a question. Your husband shouldn't answer. You should open your mouth and
I will
Please
talk.
just get her for us.
come again.
She will not come.
So what do we do right now?
Hey!
Don't worry, very soon the doctor will
Help
help you.
me. I'm dying.
Okay, take it easy.
Help me.
That's just how it happens to every pregnant woman. You give birth to your son successfully. You give birth, so just
The
take
doctor is not here yet.
He'll soon be here. He'll soon be here.
So sorry, okay?
Mm.
It's fine.
Take it easy.
Yes, Your Excellency. Yes, I will get the transfer tomorrow.
Sorry, ma'am. Just take it very easy.
Yes, thank you.
Just take it easy. Very soon the doctor will be here.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Just
thank
like
you.
that.
Just
It's very
calm
normal.
down. It'll be fine.
My
Okay?
fingers are paining
So
me.
sorry. It'll be fine, okay? It'll be fine.
Sorry.
It'll be fine.
Take it easy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, you're here. Please, my wife is in labor. Can you help?
Sorry, ma'am. Just please remain calm. We'll do everything possible to ensure you deliver safely, please. Yes.
Doctor, I'm dying. No.
Please
doctor,
give me.
please.
There is something. Oh.
Please just be calm. Be calm.
Okay.
Doctor, you should be fine. I'm sure she'll be fine.
It's sad, but I'm really confident that she'll be fine. She has low blood pressure and she's running out of oxygen. So this is what we'll do. I'll quickly write a transfer letter so that she'll be transferred to the nearest private hospital so that she'll be properly taken care of.
Doctor,
So
the
that's what-
transfer. But I expect you to have everything here.
Am I the government to have?
Please, doctor, you need to do something. Please, I beg you.
What do you want me to do?
Provide oxygen or anything. Please.
No. I'm to provide oxygen. Please, if you are to say that, I can charter flight for you to go to Abuja,
I
sit on
beg-
national television and say it.
I beg your pardon.
Beg it again. Just beg it again. Beg it again.
Help me. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Yes. My man. Yes, quickly. I'll be making a transfer to your hospital.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Please, 60-40. As usual, please. 60-40. Thank you very much. Okay. So, sir, here you are. Please, this is the transfer letter. Please ensure you give it to the private hospital when you turn your left after the street, and your wife will be properly taken
Please,
care
doctor,
of.
can you help?
Thank you very much.
I don't have the money.
It's only God that can help you right now,
Please,
but the next help is from that hospital. Thank you.
How are you going to get money now?
Sincerely, I don't know this.
Hey.
Just be fine, okay? Please, I beg you. Just be fine, okay? Just be fine for me.
Oga,
Please,
what did the doctor say you should do?
The doctor need a transfer.
Uh-huh.
Please help us. I don't have the money for this.
Oga, you are supposed to. I don't understand. Is it that you don't know how to read or you don't know how to. You cannot listen to instructions? It's simply take your wife to the nearest hospital. From the report here, your wife's BP is low. And when someone's BP is low, the chances of survival is always slim. And Your baby not breathing well. You need oxygen and you're still sitting there. Do you understand what life is? Okay, take this thing. Carry your wife out of this place. Take your wife to the next hospital now.
This is unfair.
Okay, stand up. Let me assist
Help
you.
me.
Please, can you
Madam,
help me? I beg
sister,
can
you
help
are
me?
going to show the strength of a woman right now. Oh yeah, put your hand. Oh yeah,
Yes,
Mommy.
don't fall me. Don't stand up. Oh.
Help me.
That way.
Help me.
Sister, turn. Make me go away.
I can't.
I dey assist you. No fall me. Leave me. I
I
beg.
can't move.
Oh yeah, let's go. Turn slowly.
Don't, please.
What's in this away?
Hello,
What is
honey. Yeah! Are you fine?
Okay, stand up. Make I see red. I beg. Stand up. I beg. No, they choke the woman. Stand up. Oh. Hey! What are you doing here? Okay?
Madam,
Stand up.
your negligence caused this.
My what?
I just lost my wife.
Okay? That grammar where you speak, I beg. I'm not there. See, listen to me. Come and carry your wife out of this place. This hospital is not going to record this. See, let me tell you, the last thing as pharmacy, we don't have here. We don't even have mortuary that you think you will keep her. Oh. These are two complete human beings. Oh, your wife and your baby. I be babies. Because I don't know. Carry her. Oh. The mortuary, they have closed it for 11 months now. Because the attendants, they have hold it for how many years? I don't even know. I'm not even talking about myself. My salary, and you want me to come and do work that is bigger than me and my destiny. Okay, I know they feel help. I feel so sad for your wife, but at the same time, carry her out of my hospital. I know your strength.
Do you see what your hospital costs? I expect you guys to have everything here.
Okay, it's okay. It's not our fault. It is government that employed us in this place. And the government are not doing what they are supposed to do. You're not going to blame us. I'm serious, you're not going to blame us. Let us help you. Just stand up. Stand up. You don't know it's a woman. Turn the other side. Go and close her legs, please. Let's help you, guy. See if I'm black woman. Just come lose her leg. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, help me. Carry her.
Residence reality TV show.
Doctor!
Relax,
Oh my God!
relax,
Oh my God!
relax.
Oh my God!
Calm
Oh my
down,
God.
calm down,
Doctor.
calm down. You'll be fine. Calm down. Calm down. What's the problem?
He got shot in the riot.
You got shot in a riot.
Yeah.
Relax. You'll be fine. Relax. Do you know him?
No, I
Okay, you don't know him.
Yeah.
But you're sure this bullet wound is from a riot shot?
Yeah.
It's fine. You'll be fine.
Are you sure?
It's fine. You'll be fine. Dr. Matthew, please get me. Thank you. Get me the bandages. He'll be fine. Can you hear me? Stay with me.
Hold on.
Come. Come. Take me down, please. Thank you.
Hold on. Young man, hold on.
He'll be fine.
You'll
He
be
will.
fine.
He will be fine. Relax.
Go.
Don't worry. He'll be fine.
Hold
Hold
on,
his leg.
hold on.
Hold his leg. Just hold his leg. He'll be fine. It's okay. What's his name? Can you hear me? Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay. Don't say. Open your eyes. Yes, I can see you. Good. You'll be fine. Please get me some anesthetic. Thank you. Okay, you'll be fine. So, you've been able to stop the building. Okay, so yes, let's take him. You've been able to stop the building. Let's take him away from here to the ward. Okay? Thank you. You'll be fine. Okay, please call.
Young man.
It's fine. Let's take him out.
Hold on.
Thank you. You'll be fine. Dr. Trudy, you sent for me, sir.
Dr. Fumi,
Yes, sir.
how are you doing?
I'm great, sir. Thank you, sir.
What did I hear you did today?
Sir, which one? I had like 3 patients today, so
Don't joke with me. What did you do today?
I had a cardiovascular session.
Okay.
One patient. I
Okay.
attended to. I was at the pediatric ward to check on another patient, and then I attended to an accident, a gunshot victim. I attended to a gunshot victim at a riot.
Are you listening to yourself? Are you listening to yourself? Who gave you the impetus to treat a patient without finding out the police reports? Have you forgotten the policy? You new doctors, you don't know how to. You claim like you know everything, but you don't even know a thing.
Sir, but it
Don't. You are hereby suspended. I suspend you today, and you wait until I call you back.
Sir,
Leave my office. I said leave my office this moment.
Yes, sir.
These people, like, how? If the federal government gets to hear of this, it will get into another level, and they will blame me. I do my job. I try to do my job.
Okay, it's good to see you. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Okay, so my name is Dr. Fumi, and this is a free medical outreach. You will be fine. You'll be fine. Sit down, sit down. Sit down.
Dr. Fumi, just go to the other side.
Okay, no trouble. There you go. So this is a medical outreach sponsored by us doctors. You're not paying anything for this medical outreach. So I hope you came with more people, more of your friends who are sick. So we'll treat you, we'll do the best that we can. The drugs are sponsored by some health organizations.
Just take it easy.
You'll
Just
be
take
very
it easy.
fine.
Take it easy.
We'll just treat you. You don't need to pay anything. All you need to do is follow our instructions and make sure that you take the drugs that we prescribe for you. Okay, so I see you have leg injuries.
Okay,
Right?
where
Okay,
exactly is it?
Start with
Okay, you're having patients. Just calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. We have everything, and we'll treat you well. Just like Dr. Fumi said. Just calm down. Just calm down. You will be fine. You will be fine. We have everything.
Alright. Okay, so what do you need? Yeah, I need this one.
Okay.
So tend to him. So start with his blood pressure first. Okay.
But first, right? I need to know. What was the last medication you took? Okay. Just calm down.
Okay, so
Just
doctor.
relax. Yeah. Dr. Fumi,
Yes.
you want to say something?
Yep, I'm sorry. Well, yesterday you heard what happened now.
Okay.
After everything for that other patient,
Yes.
I didn't know those kind of policies existed. Did they?
Policies like that exist, but I believe that we are trained for humanity first, and I don't know why they prioritized police report and policies ahead of human lives. Even despite the fact that we overwork ourselves and the remunerations that comes can't really pay the bills.
Fine. I guess you were not really expecting me today, were you? Did you think that I would, because of some
Can you not raise your
suspension?
head up a bit?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you think that
Okay.
because of some suspension I would miss this? I saw the surprise on your face.
Man, it's amazing how you're able to pull all this through and still come for
How's the family?
this outreach. It's fine. My son was questioning me how I've been a doctor for over 15 years and there's nothing to write home about. And
Nothing to write
I'm
home.
surprised because my friends that left for Canada some weeks ago are doing well because of the income they get in other countries.
Oh.
I don't know why it's like that, but I think the systems can be better. Sorry.
Well, we do what we can, despite and in spite of how our government health sector is, the policies that we have. You can go to 10 years to study medicine and not come out to practice it. Nigeria or no Nigeria. Just tell me how you feel.
Thank you. I feel
You feel much better.
Thank you.
It's fine. Okay, so let's attend to the next patient.
Okay.
We'll give you some drugs.
Yeah.
Prescribe some drugs for you. You get them.
So
from
just go to
October.
the pharmacy section.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's go to the pharmacy section. We will do some drugs. Sorry, yeah.
All right. Work is fine. So I was yesterday was like the fulfillment of my life. At that outreach, I am very happy.
Man, I really enjoyed every bit of everything that happens in the outreach. I didn't know why you said you were coming. I didn't know why you end up not making it to the outreach.
My doctor, actually I told you it's been hectic. After coming back from that trip, I told you, and I told you quite well that it's almost a month I've missed my family. I've just been, this our work is not easy. Leaving the patient.
Yeah.
It's
I
too
know
much.
it's always work. Even as we are having this short break, we still have to mix it with work just to make sure we deliver as patriotic
Actually,
Nigerians. You see?
how was the outreach?
Man, it was amazing. The most surprising thing was I didn't even know Dr. Fumi was going to pull through, and her impact was massive.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Sir, it's better than all the outreaches we used to have then.
This is wonderful.
Even despite-
This is
Way better.
wonderful. This is wonderful.
Dr. Fumi, you went for the outreach
Yes, I did. I still went.
despite the suspension.
Sir, the suspicion is only, for the hospital. Wasn't like you revoked my license to practice medicine.
Wow.
I felt like I should still do something with the license that I have.
This makes me remember 10 years ago when I joined. Yeah, I fell into the same problem. So you really did well. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's quite encouraging of her. And doctor, I believe that we can adjust this policy, or you as our boss help us talk to the board of directors or the directors ahead to not just to completely adjust this, because it's actually the policies are the laws, but we can prioritize humanity, putting human first, because that is what we are trained to do as medical practitioners. That I, Dr. Dexter, cannot go out to the street, probably when patients come to treat them, and I'll ask for police report when the life of someone is on the line.
On the line.
Because I think that was what she went ahead to do, despite the fact that she did it wrongly. So we can adjust these things, put the life of the citizens of our country first, then now work with policies.
I must say I'm impressed. I'm blown off my feet. I'm astounded.
Wow.
I'm amazed that
And doctor, sorry,
despite everything,
just like
you
our
went.
outreach we went to, things like this that are humanitarian service by healthcare personnel are not on the media. They don't project those things, right? Our country have a dent image that is projected, despite the sweet health sector we have as a country.
Okay. I'm amazed. I've listened to you all, and I get it quite all right. I get your perspectives. You new people coming into the field, practicing, it's amazing. It's quite amazing. I think I'll have to put in a word or two for you guys, because I see your perspective now, Dr. Fumi. I see your perspective, and it's quite discombobulating that in a country like this, we get to face situations like this. And I must say, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. If I reprimand anybody, it's not my fault. But I must say that I'm quite impressed that you went for that outreach.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll see to it that some of these things are discussed in our board of directors table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys should take care.
Thank
I
you, sir.
think
Thank
I
you.
have to
Thank
run
you.
now.
Thank you so much.
Just have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day. Have a nice day, doctor.
Dr. Fumi.
Okay, here you have it. We know that there are a lot of issues with the health sector in Nigeria. We know that we have problems with the government ignoring some financial responsibilities that they should give to the health sector. For example, some of our doctors are old for over 1 year and they keep working. in spite some of our hospitals are understaffed. Um, resident doctors have to pay sometimes really exaggerated fees, elaborate fees to practice and to go further in their medical career. And these are some of the issues that we have, and these are some of the reasons why our doctors leave Nigeria and go to other countries. The brain drain is not automatic. It is because of some of these problems that we have in our health sector. But in spite of these problems, we still have doctors who come together, who sacrifice, who carry out medical outreaches for free, who talk to different organizations to make sure drugs are available to treat some people in our inner cities for free. We also still have hospitals, like some of the projects, like the project like Lifesaver, hospital that's being built up to standard, that some persons who would come would have free medical care. So what we're trying to say is, in spite of the problems we have in our country, we still have the positive side of our medical of our medical industry, of our medical practitioners doing good out there in the field. So from us in Group B, I believe we did the best we could with what we had to show you the good side of our medical industry in Nigeria. And thank you so much.
Residence reality show.
All right, welcome, housemates. I learned you had a very wonderful presentation and performance. Please, a round of applause for yourselves. And so surprised seeing you trace on various attires, but based on the tax for today, I'm not really surprised, but just surprised. Anyway, I never knew you looked this good. I believe after this show, most of you pick up the profession of being doctors, nurses. I wouldn't say patients anyway, but I wish Damaris a very happy pregnancy. Pregnancy looks good on you, Damaris. All right, let's quickly get straight to the point now. You're just going to use 15 minutes to look into these issues now. Now, sometimes the government complain that the people are not complying, that they send the information out. Sometimes they do have some relief materials in terms of drugs from donor agencies. People pay lip attention to this particular issue. And how far is it really that the government are not doing enough, or the people are not getting these services? What could be the reason? I throw it open.
Yeah. I thank you very much and good evening. You look good.
You look better.
I believe the channel of distribution of information should be part of it. You look at the interior part of the country, that may be no channel of information through radio, television. I believe it's pertinent. Like the village heads should be the ones to set out those information to those people by using their town criers to make announcement that such services from government is coming. Because at the end of it, it might be the information comes and it goes. The people are not included. So I believe.
All right, yours is that the source of information doesn't really get to the grassroots. Okay, now, Daniel, I guess you have something to say on this.
Okay, what I have to say is that I think it should be 60-40 ratio or percentage if we want to look at it. 60% the government, 40% the people. Now, I understand that there are policies that are put in place that are stemming the growth of the health sector in general. And when you talk about medicines coming in, sometimes they do come in, but we have people who siphon these drugs and sell to hospital organizations and all that. So if the government can put policies that they will check on the people they are sending these drugs to, if they actually get to them, then we would say they are doing their job. But I know so far, I've seen instances where people who go for immunization go to villages to administer drugs to people, but I don't think it's still as it used to be. So I think the government should do their work while the people do their work.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's take a look at this. Now we also have this issue the public complains so much about doctors who are under the federal government payroll owning private hospitals. As it stands now, is there any possibility of the government coming to curb this particular menace? Being the president, how will you handle this issue?
A complaint in terms of
Like you, who acted as the chief medical director of the hospital now, having a private or owning a private hospital, where once in a while, if a patient is being brought to your own hospital where you work under the federal government, you now push the patients to your own private hospital so that you make exploit and money. How about that?
that is that aspect is wrong. Private sectors are supposed to function effectively, while public sectors also do theirs, following the policies of governance set aside by the government of Nigeria. But in situations where we have medical doctors who double tax, let me use that word, double tax in terms of their medical personnel spearheading a public hospital, they also have their personal own and tends to leverage on the public attendant or public hospitals patients and divert them to private clinic. That is wrong, and I will still fault back to the idea of structure.
Now, how do we tackle this particular issue?
Yes.
Because this has been the menace for quite some time now.
Okay, I think
Yes.
when we look at a situation like this, we need to also look at the cause, not just the effect.
Yes.
Now, what we're talking about now is effect, but what is really the cause? And just as doctors owning their own hospital is, that's how people are leaving the country to go practice outside the country. That's brain drain. So if we look at it, it's a situation of the government not being able to pay salaries as at when and due, and facilities not being available. So when these doctors get their money from a public hospital, they save up, put up their own structure, put up their own hospital, and then they start practicing.
Because
at the end of the day, they want to look for a way to get money just to for security purposes.
Okay, not afraid. Once again, please,
Okay.
can you just wrap up what you
one
want
of
to
the
say?
question is, why will a doctor put up his private hospital? Either he's underpaid, he's not feeding well as a medical practitioner, and he wants to put up his own to get a better life or a better income. In situations where he is placed on a salary, what his commitment, what his job, what his time, I don't think he will have that.
All right, now
kind
let's
of
you
mind.
just mention the causes and effects of this now. Let's take a look at these now. If you automatically become the president of Nigeria, how will you put a stop to this? Should we continue like this? And what are the ways, what are the measures in which you're going to put in place to checkmate most of these things?
For me, it is you bringing in people-centric leaders. Because if you say that it's because of low pay, then how do you get the money to build a private hospital? That's corruption. The leader there is not, it doesn't have the interest of the people at heart. So put leaders who have the interest of the people at heart at the helm of affairs. That is how we would reduce this. For me, if I become the president, what I would do is that I would bring in people who have the interest of the people at heart, not people who are going there for their own money. Because as at that point where you are a general, you are privileged to a lot of things, to a lot of money. So you could siphon money from them and build your own hospital. To own a private hospital is not something that you need maybe a small amount of money. It's something that you stay there and then you've amassed wealth for yourself. So it's not for the low.
All right, Edidion,
Okay,
talk.
sir. You know that a medical practitioner having his own private clinic, it is right. It's one of the code or ethics of their profession that maybe if you have the money to set up your private clinic, you can.
While still working under the auspices of the federal government.
Oh, yes, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Now, if a medical practitioner owns the hospital, yes, that one is standard. Nobody can raise an eyebrow against that. But when you're working under the federal government's payroll, and you are not performing the way you are not doing the work wholeheartedly. You are now turning into facing your private affairs. I think the federal government, the body that is governing them, they should look into that. It is either you own a private and you stop working in the public premises.
Okay,
or
so
it's either you.
I think that if
if I become a president, it's simple and straightforward, right? There were times that NUC has to come up with policies that lecturers cannot lecture in 2 universities. So it was simple. If you can't do this, you focus on this to bring in productivity and rest. So if we have policies where medical practitioners, if you want to run your private firm, you resign from public services and
And
focus
focus
on
on
your
your
business,
private business.
so that we know where we channel
All
the
right,
necessity.
it's
and
okay.
certainty.
Faith, let's get you
Okay,
talk from this
thank
other
you
side.
very much, sir. In the short play we had, I acted as the doctor, and when the patient came to the general hospital, I referred the patient to a friend's hospital to have 60 and the friend to have 40 and the friend takes 60%. So if I'm president, this is the first thing I would do. Like I already said, it's addressing the general value system that everybody can now be patriotic to their country. If you are patriotic, you will not do that. And then number two, the World Health Organization advises that all countries should bring out 15% for health in their budget. But currently Nigeria has only 8% for health in their budget. So we'll raise it to 15% as the World Health Standard.
Okay.
And ensure that they are well paid, structures put in place so that this does not happen like Fred just said.
All right, a nice point you just raised there, 8 to 15, which is the World Health Organization standard of budget for health sector. Now let's take a look at this now. In Nigeria today, you discover that federal medical centers have automatically become university teaching hospitals. How do we address this issue?
Okay, first and foremost, we need to go to the roots. What are the problems that are causing all those things? Like we listed that some people is basically selfish interest. Because if we raise, just like how he said, that if we raise from 8% to 15%, we still have people who are corrupt-minded. So I think we should make up a constitution that is written, code of conduct, which I believe the doctors have. They will hold it. And then once they break the rule, they will be punished for that.
Punishment. Okay, now let's take a look at this other area. Okay, Jefferson said that doctors should be punished. Anyone that goes out of way or that errs based on his own attributes or whatever he has to do. Let's take a look at this before we go. Now, let's look at the monetary aspect of it. Now, we've had these stories that most of the patients, after treatment, they don't want to pay. This issue comes up. Sometimes now we have doctors complain about these, and that's why most of them say if you don't complete your payment, you won't get the treatment. Now we've had stories on national dailies where some pregnant women after delivery, they'll be returned in the hospital for months, to the point most of them has even become hospital workers, like cleaners, just to augment their bill as well. Now we have these people who come, especially the pregnant women. I just want to use that as a reference point. Like, the husband brought the pregnant woman, he expected a boy, but all of a sudden, the woman will put birth to a girl, and the man will disappear because the woman didn't give him what he had wanted. Abandon the woman and leave the hospital. Now, how do you handle such? That's one. Two, that people will come in after treatment, their owners, the family will abandon the patients and will leave the hospital. So how do we do about this?
President's reality show.
Okay, Bam Bam, let's
I
hear
think
from
it's poverty. If poverty is eradicated in our land, then
the health sector will work effectively. That's just what you feel. But that's from Bam
So
Bam.
also, and this falls back to the National Health Insurance Scheme.
Okay.
What are the government doing? Because it is meant for citizens to contribute there. And as it says, the National Health Insurance Scheme covers both the social and the financial risks for the citizens. So if the government can work towards it, because as at the last time like a study showed that just 5% of citizens contributed to that. And you see, with the dwindling economy, if it's not tackled on time, people would still go to hospital and still be there. That's why in UK you don't pay because you contribute to the health insurance scheme and it's being subsidized for you. So I think that if I'm the president, we would revamp those attitude back and people will contribute to
Let's
the
talk about National Health Insurance Scheme.
insurance scheme. Yes.
Okay, now where people contribute
Yes.
to the scheme and also get the free medical attention as opposed
Yes,
like
and no one will be staying in the hospital.
in the
when
hospital when they're through. All right, can this really be possible in Nigeria?
Yes, it can.
How?
with the
So
right
far-
leadership in place.
So far, the NHIS is working. People that have contributed to it, they are benefiting. I'm a beneficiary.
Based on the company you work with, or because definitely individuals cannot just. How do you fund this?
Poor people can
Because now, because it has to be from a company that omits to the federal coffer
Yes.
before you can have that benefit. Like, as it stands now, even some companies are not really adhering to that particular issue. Like,
Yes, that one is true. Then another thing is that I feel NHIS should National Health Insurance Scheme as the name is, it should be made like it should be there should be a form of awareness to the people. You know, an individual can sit. Maybe you will have the money. I can say, okay, I want to contribute to NHIS, maybe for the benefit of my children or for the benefit of that person. They should create an awareness. Let people who are willing. You know, some people can just support for any random person to benefit. There should be an awareness. People will come out, contribute. You know, just let it be there so that people can benefit from it.
okay, lastly, before we go on this place, let's just pause a bit. Now we have the Ministry of Health and we have the NAFDAC that controls drug distribution, and we have the National Drug Law Enforcement Agents. Now, what's the relationship with Ministry of Health when it comes to the control of what Nigerians take? That's source of relief for whatever ailment, and how do we checkmate the distribution of most of these drugs that goes out? But as it stands now, don't you think there is a repetition of duty between the NDLEA, the NAFDAC, and every other health-related agencies here in Nigeria?
Okay, sir. So I feel I'll just try and summarize some of the questions we've had from being addressed this one. First, I think we're looking at the problems of our health industry in Nigeria the wrong way. The problems are not the doctors. The doctors and the nurses are like civil servants. They serve, that's what they do. They work under the instructions and under the policies that are already there, that are already created. So the issues of, doctors shouldn't have private practices is not the problem. The problem is money. They're not being paid enough. There are doctors that are owed 1 year's salary that the government has forgotten about. There are doctors in certain states that 6 months of their salary was not paid. The new government came in and said, I'm not paying you. I'm not continuing that person's administration. It actually happened in one of the states I'm aware of. I wouldn't want to call the names. So if we fix the money problem, it's the same thing that makes our doctors live here and go to places like Canada. If we fix the money problem, we'll fix that issue. Or for our doctors, you don't go to spend 10 years in school, come back to see a patient and not treat them. You are trained already to want to attend to people, to care for them, to solve the ailment. So you don't come out and then you're lackadaisical about it. Except you're a very, very, very terrible student. And 10 years should have removed all that from you. So the problem is our systems. Talking about the NHIS only thrive if we can trust the health sector. We don't trust. How many of you trust that if you go to our normal...
Based on what you just acted as well.
You wouldn't trust
negative
that,
aspect of what's happening.
we acted about the positive aspect. What we're trying to say is, despite the issues we have in our economy, in our health sector, there are still doctors who come out to do their best, to do their bit, that even choose to stay. Canada really needs our doctors, because when Nigerian doctors leave here and go there, they thrive because of how our education condition is. They will tell you there it's quite easy. Here it's quite hard. So when you take somebody who has studied under harsh conditions here, over there where the conditions are easy, they thrive. They become the best in their departments, in the hospitals. Now, looking at the NHIS can only thrive if we begin to have trust in our health sector, which we don't have, which because of the way our hospitals are. The problem, the issue of us turning hospitals to teaching hospitals. It's basically because people don't really have so much trust. Look at our politicians. They live here and go outside there to get medical care. There's no trust in our own health sector.
All right, just brought a point right now. Before we go, let's take a look at this. You are aspiring to become president of this country, either the country or whatever. Now, how do we handle the issue of medical tourism, where we have the president leave the country to go elsewhere, seek medical attention, or keep where we have the senators we have, like as it stands now currently, we have one of the senators whose daughter is somewhere out of the country seeking for help in terms of kidney donor. How will you tackle this? Just two persons should talk about this.
So for me,
The simple thing
All
is
right,
to develop
okay.
medical infrastructure.
Medical infrastructure. Okay, thank you very much.
so for
In
me,
one word,
I
yes,
will
you.
create, I will make a law that will prohibit politicians, political holders from moving out of the country.
They will still
From
bring
technical-
that. This is Nigeria.
That's
All right,
if I
that
be the
is you.
president.
Okay, this,
If I be
that
the
is you if you
president.
become the president.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew, you.
I just believe with the standardized medical centers and equipment, you'll be
Everything is okay. All right, next person. No other person. Still the same thing. All right. Our esteemed. You go with, okay, now, do we go with that? As it stands now, give you the opportunity to become the president of this area, that you will take it as a priority to fix medical centers and make it up to date so that you, as a president, will always go for medical attention and treatment as well.
Because first, when you have trust in the health sector, you can now trust them with your life.
Okay?
Because when you don't trust them, it's
You can-
risky.
And you can trust to invest in them.
In them.
That is
You can
right.
trust to
Start
invest
with
in
the
them.
investment first.
All right, Jefferson, is that what you wanted to say?
Because right now,
Is that what you wanted to say?
Yes.
All right, Daniel, your last word.
I think that we forget some areas that are connected to the health sector. Let's say, for example, the media. Now, the media are not doing so much to try to paint, to create an environment where the people get to know that they're actually good doctors in the country. I remember when some doctors, around the Ebola period, some doctors helped in that period. They were celebrated and the media reported it. So if they can report more scenarios like that, it would be good.
Okay,
And
don't you think people from the grassroots rural areas, they patronize more of chemists than hospitals?
Because they don't have access to the hospital. They don't have the
They don't have the access to
that's what's available to them.
They don't have the access to hospital.
And what happened to health centers then?
It's not
That they are
full
not
in
equipped.
rural
They are
areas.
not equipped.
There are no roads.
All right, Occam say something.
All right, thank you very much.
Let Occam say something for the first time today.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, it all boils back to how the primary health sectors are being handled. You know, in some states, they don't actually go to fund these primary health sectors. That's why when you see people, people do self-prescriptions also, and that's because it boils back
Like
to-
those who sells in the buses,
Yes.
in the market,
And
those nurses in quotes, and those doctors who
And-
carry baskets.
Yes. And these people that they sent there to actually go and put that place in place are not doing their works very well. I remember a scenario whereby an auntie of mine was sick and she just went into the gallery and chased for any drugs that was new.
Based on self-prescription
Yes.
as a...
Took the drugs and I asked her, what are you doing? She said,
He says, is it not?
drugs. That if I go to that place, that quack doctor will do nothing. So it should be a thing of funding and actually putting the people's interest first, and then you communicate it back by your actions. I think the government should actually put their heart where their mouth is. Yes. You don't come outside to say, I'm going to do this. At the end of the day, you go and sit in the office and refuse to do it. Because the lives of citizens matter to you a lot. If you lose one life should be more than. One life should be more.
All right, can you say this to the camera, please? The camera is just there. Let's just
All right.
say this to the camera.
As a leader who is representing the interest of the people, one life should be too large enough for you to lose, talk less of people losing more lives. So what you are doing, please go back to the rural areas and fund the primary health sectors, because if you don't do this thing, people die so much in the village, and we are in a tropical area where there are so many diseases we are facing in this part of the country. So, and it's more common in those places. Cutting from pipe-borne waters, people in the villages, they drink water from the stream. And so if they are so prone to actually getting these diseases.
All right, Occam, thank you very much. Faith, talk to the camera. What's your last word for this?
thank you. Just ensuring that the plan is strategic, structuring it in a way that you first of all focus on the primary health care centers, the secondary health care centers, and the tertiary health care centers.
Okay, Damaris, that's your camera. Talk to the camera. What do you think about the health sector?
Sir, before I can talk to the camera, I wanted to say something regarding what we talked about
Okay.
already. Okay, I believe in what everybody said, but I also believe that we need to employ qualified medical personnel, because I've had an experience whereby a doctor prescribed a wrong drug that almost took my life. So I think the government should also look into that.
All right, it's okay. All the same. Thank you very much. Okay, Kala, talk to the camera. What's your last word on this?
Thank you.
In one word.
Yeah, okay. It's more than one word, but let's invest in the health sector. Pay the doctors. A lot of times, doctors are selfless. Not, it's we had. Let's say if you're going to see one selfish doctor, it will be, let's say, in about 20 very honest and selfless doctors. So let's pay our doctors well. Let's invest in the equipment that we need for our hospitals. If we do that, people will trust in the healthcare sector, and then you can bring in other policies and structures.
All right, thank you very much, Kala. Bam, bam. Let's have you talk to the camera. What's your last word
My
today?
own last word is the system should be properly managed. When the system is properly managed, then our health sector will strive and grow.
Thank you very much. Odinaka, that's your camera. Talk to the camera. What's the last word?
Our government should adequately fund the health sector, and also our politicians should reduce the level of medical tourism outside, because if they should invest in the health sector here, they would not be going out there, they would be coming back home.
All right, Edidion, the camera is yours. Just let's hear your last word.
Okay, I just want to say that our government, they should look into our health sector, number one. Number two, they should fund it. And number three, they should try as much as we can to reach out to rural area. Very important, because it is believed that people in the urban, we have more access to healthcare than people in the rural areas.
All right, Matthew, the camera is
All
yours.
right, in a situation whereby a public hospital doctor go ahead to establish a private hospital, it's because of the standard of what he's using as a doctor to work. If you can secure the money and establish a private hospital, that's because what he is saying is not okay for him to use as a professional doctor to work. So government should look into the facilities of
That we have in hospitals,
yeah.
public hospital. Okay, now Jefferson, let's hear from you as the last word.
Okay, for me, yeah, like I support what she said, invest in our medical sector. And then secondly, Nigeria is our responsibility, not just the government. Let's not always put government. Each and every one of us have a responsibility to play when it comes to all these things. We can help. The government alone cannot do it. We should all come together, rally around them, give them solutions where each and every one, he spoke about the media. Media has a role to play by giving orientations to, for example, those in the rural areas. Most of these things they don't know. Most of them don't even know that the health center is for them to go there and take drugs. Yeah. So they leave the place dormant and want to go for traditional, want to make it on their own. So let the media, let every individual citizen to play a part.
All right, Fred, the last word. In one word, please.
Okay. It's going to be a one word, but in few statements. And everybody has said so much sense. And I believe yesterday we deliberated on the national unity. And I believe the national unity is such that everybody's ideology and suggestions and points can make a uniform point to increase our healthcare system. So, considering everything they have said, if I am president and we have everybody together, bring back the idea, removing politics to make governance work, we'll have a very sweet system.
All right, thank you very much. Daniel, the last but not the least.
Okay, I would love to say that health is wealth. Brain drain is not good news. It may be good news to the person personally, but it's not good news to the country. One day we might wake up and realize that we don't have professionals anymore. I think the government should work on putting those facilities together, research facilities as well, and ensuring that our health sector is taken as important as anything else. Thank you so much.
Right, you've heard from the horse's mouth. It wasn't just from me, but from the housemates. Don't forget, today we had a lot to look into when it comes to the health sector in Nigeria. And the housemates, 11 of them, I've spoken well, thorough presentations, the drama, and even individual conversation now. You've heard from each of them, and it's left for you to do the needful. Who is your favorite based on what you've heard so far? The housemates are here, and the vote is yours. Watch out for a next conversation as well. This will call it a wrap for today's conversation on the health sector, as the all housemates will say bye-bye to you. And from me, let's have a very beautiful day. Bye-bye. Thank you.